Good night, everyone, and thanks for joining. My name is Richard Harold, and I'm helping the Filecoin Foundation with product strategy within the Client Success Working Group. Over the past few months, our team's been running a fact-finding mission to answer one simple question. What's stopping users from uploading paid data to Filecoin? So today, I'll share what we learned, the patterns across teams and user segments, and how those insights are helping shape a unified onboarding and free trial experience across the Filecoin ecosystem. So personally, our initial goal wasn't to reinvent onboarding overnight. It was to understand why it feels fragmented and where the confidence drops. The present onboarding flow is relatively disjointed. A customer going to file.com.io decides they want to store data. They're routed to dstore where they connect with a member of the team. Actually, it's usually myself and my teammate Jen. Shout out to Jen. She's the linchpin engaging with customers and ran this whole program to determine what method of onboarding data is ideal for them. If that is the best course of action, if the best course of action is an on-ramp, it usually is given the existing complexity of direct onboarding, we send them to an on-ramp. And after that, we have to query the on-ramp to see, what went right and what failed. So, between steps 3 and 4 is where information at present gets kind of murky. We don't have any direct qualitative or quantitative information beyond a binary store, don't store. We don't see what issues the users run into directly, so we decided as a first step would be to run a customer discovery call session. So what we did is we ran a structured discovery, customer calls, ecosystem interviews, internal feedback. With over a dozen participants, I think we're over 15 now, with more coming in every week. We decided divide amongst varying groups such as Web3 startups, established web enterprises, and integration partnerships. We got going. So each conversation unpacked how they onboarded, what blocked him, and what would make the process faster and simpler. So yeah, as we start going through the calls, we began to see 4 repeating pain points. One, as everyone sees every single time, cost is a primary concern. As you've already know, storage business customers were very price sensitive, concerned not only the cost of per terabyte, but specifically the cost to adopt a decentralized system, both in the compute resources as well as dedicated developer hours to learn a new system. I think one person said it'd be in the thousands of dollars just to spin things up, devote resources towards this, and start really getting down to brass tacks. 2, how to handle account management, encryption, and retrieval. We've heard this in the very beginning. When I worked at a storage provider, that's the first thing we asked for, and that's definitely something that is on the queue. Filecoin is still behind on core features that many businesses consider essential to move data onto the network. So we document them accordingly, and send information to requisite on-ramps and engineering groups, via a unified pain point tracker. We created a pain point tracker to help prioritize this implementation, so that whereas before disparate groups might have had a prioritized list, there's now a single prioritized list where these things can be enumerated and developed on going forward. And then, the third one is, repeated feedback from ecosystem teams that onboarding was a barrier to adoption. All the customers we talked to were not utilizing Filecoin presently, but were very interested in starting. So when we asked why they were not, it was not cost or unknown missing features, but not fully understanding how to even begin kicking the tires in the form of simply uploading data. Several tried to go and run Singularity or seal the data themselves, but got lost while setting up Filecoin nodes, or what constitutes a storage provider. Some even thought that they had to be a storage provider in order to upload data. Others got confused about the delineation of Filecoin on-ramps, confused why they were being sent to a third-party provider. And every customer wanted to test out before they buy, ideally with minimal engagement with a person until they see the value firsthand. So a direction started to emerge. We determined the best way to kill 2 birds with 1 stone would be a solution that could help us get better insight directly while solving onboarding issues, would be to create a free trial flow within the existing filecoin.io/store to simplify the onboarding flow. We could handle connecting users to storage providers directly that were willing to store small amounts of data so that a user can validate their use cases. Next, continuing on that, we talked about the idea of a unified onboarding sandbox. In order to best achieve this, we will need a simplified entry layer to abstract deals, providers, and set up for initial exposure. Basically, remove all the barriers that may cause a user to drop off. Once a customer has validated Filecoin as a solution for them, we can help them transition to a more long-term solution based on their needs, whether it be setting up direct uploads to storage providers or utilizing an on-ramp that specializes in their product use case. By starting simple and expanding into multiple options, that makes Filecoin so compelling, we prevent early stage drop-off and get them online for further adoption. In addition, we will be obtaining qualitative and quantitative metrics throughout the process to make sure pain points in adoption, and churn numbers are kept up to date. Improving documentation. This is pretty straightforward. We need to improve getting started materials to reduce hand-holding. Right now, if someone goes to docs.filecoin, there is some confusion in terms of where to start, and nomenclature can be a bit confusing in terms of what your role is and who you need to engage with in order to get the data onboarded. The goal for there would be to have a streamlined approach that that works for a majority of people. That if people need customization towards their world, we can provide those in the next steps. And finally, more robust partner integrations. So we really want to, with the on-ramps and also with direct, ensure that Filecoin works with established storage ecosystem so that someone can launch their, in their current workflow, they can utilize Filecoin to be successful. There's plenty of software out there like Veeam, Mountain Duck, we can connect to and make sure that, whatever technology we're utilizing, they can easily upload data and be successful. So yeah, next steps for us. Now that we have this goal and idea what we want to do, it's pretty standard product feature release process. We're going to define the MVP for unified on-ramp and recruit design and engineering partners to help make it come true. In addition, we want to clean up the existing documentation and improve the getting started flow so a customer knows exactly what it takes and what to do to store files on Filecoin. And of course, we will be iterating the design as we go along, having regular check-ins and ensuring that the resulting product is sustainable and beneficial for the community at large. So if anyone sees this and thinks they can help, please do. We are looking for help on all sides, from engineers to on-ramps to storage providers. Please reach out to me if you want to be a part of it, and I'll probably reach out to you if a lot of you first. So thank you very much.